shoot. That's not the long one. Where's my long one? Dagnabbit. I got the pin I got's not long enough to drop all the way through. Now I got to figure out where I left the long one at. It makes me so mad. If you use this one, there's a real good possibility of it getting hung in there. It's real annoying when it gets hung, but I'm going to use it anyhow. Alright, don't break it. Cool. Nice to have a good charging system on this for a change. Yeah, that belt right there is not flopping all around like it was, so I'm getting a lot better charge output. Now I've got something I want to drag out to try to play with and see if it'll work. It's pneumatic grease guns, air powered. Got to fire up the compressor to use it, but I haven't used it in forever. I want to see if it'll work. Yeah, I remember the day I got a hold of this piece of railroad iron and struggled and got it up here, welded it on. That thing probably weighs about 220 pounds, might be more, but it just adds weight to the tool to keep it down in the ground. Yep, they turn. Yeah, get them all greased up good. This thing has got one problem with it. Let's see, we'll get down here and look at this one. The bearing is in here. So you got a bearing holder that bolts through right here. There's a nut on the other side. And then that's the support coming up here to the frame. And then the bearing is pretty funky to get it in there. I haven't had any trouble with these bearings because you can grease them. I did have one over there lock up, and I'm hunting for some parts. See, the grease fitting's right there. Now we'll walk around here and I'll show you what's messed up on this, and it's been that way since I bought the disc. Okay, right here, that piece is part of the housing that the bearing goes in, and that's where the grease fitting should have been, but this piece is broke. The grease fitting's been long gone forever, and I can't find the right part. You go to the John Deere place, they want serial number, model number, and all that stuff, because this is a John Deere 28 blade disc. But I haven't given up, because what I want to do is get this housing, and may as well go ahead and get a bearing, because I've got to take all this apart to fix it. You know, go ahead and put a bearing in it, since I'll have the whole gain off and apart. Or maybe able to do it by just dropping this side down, I don't know. But as long as I keep grease on these things, I don't have any problem with them. And what I've been doing with this is knock that dirt out of there. And I've been spraying lithium grease up in here. And it must be getting in there and doing the job, because that's still good turning and quiet. But anyhow, the objective here now is to get it greased up good. Get these greased. got it. Now, there's somewhere, oh, right there. Get on there. I did this last year and I really liked the results of it. See, I've got the games turned vertical, so I'm not really tearing up the ground that much. Of course, this ground's wet, but I just made that pass there, and back up in there where there was soybean roughage laying on top of the ground, you can see how it cut it up. Now right in here, cousin Scott was working on fixing some erosion, so I had pretty bare dirt there. But let's get on and go for a ride. We'll run down to the other end of the field and come back, and you can get an idea of what this is doing that I like so much about it. Got a rough looking rig, ain't it? No telling how old this thing is. There, keeps it locked up off the ground. Well, the idea of what I'm doing is just running these, letting them cut up that roughage, break it up in smaller pieces, not really tearing the ground up, not turning the ground. I like what it did last year. I did it in the winter time. Today's February, I think it's the 8th or the 9th, I don't know. I'm off work, I never looked at a calendar today. But this worked really good for me last year, so I'm gonna do it again this year. And I'll get out here tomorrow. Sun's going down, it's getting kind of cold, temperature's dropping off. And I'll get out here tomorrow and run over that and get that little field in front of my house and cut all that up like that without tearing the ground up, and I don't have to worry about erosion. Well, it's been Soybean Farmer out here playing with his little tractor and his little disc. Everybody, thanks for watching, and thanks a bunch for subscribing to my channel. Y'all have a good evening. Bye, y'all.